interesting.
because that's all we want.
But that's interesting. So you're referring to a Messiah now
Yeah.
that you believe is to come.
Yes.
Yeah. That's we got to talk about.
Well,
that.
I was going to
How much
ask
time
you a
do we
little
have?
bit because every faith has kind of like their eschatology, their idea of like the end times, how things are going to unravel and unfold. And I would love to hear from, like you point out, from your perspective, are we in those times? And do you anticipate that might be something that happens soon? Or what
Well,
do you think?
first of all, it better happen soon, or there'll be nothing left to salvage.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
not only do I hope for it, I'm seeing it develop. I'm watching it develop.
Is this Messiah going to be different than everybody expects?
He's just going to be a Jewish leader who has some really good ideas about life,
Okay.
which we can desperately use right now.
Okay.
Will he be a form of a rabbi?
I guess.
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this
Okay.
is.
I mean,
I understand.
the
Yeah.
word Mashiach, the Hebrew word for Messiah, means anointed.
Yeah.
A king is anointed.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. This I don't want to go too far off a sidetrack, but like we grew up as Christians, right? And so in the church, we don't identify as Christians anymore. We're kind of like not that, I suppose. I don't know. I don't want any label, but growing up in that, we had a Messiah that we grew up believing in. And the story of Christ is often one of like the thing I took away from it, whether it was talked about or not, was these people didn't expect this one to be this way. And there was all this dispute and contention around the Messiah, and then it ended the way it ended. And so sometimes when Christians talk about the second coming, that's what they believe, I suppose, to you is the first coming. They expect it to be some kind of a second coming. I go, well, if there was all this issue the first time around, and not everybody believed he was the Messiah, and he wasn't what people expected, because at that time people expected king and all this stuff, and then Jesus was this very different figure. I go, well, it says he's going to come in the clouds, and every eye will see. The internet operates on a cloud. We've all got phones in our pockets now. Every eye could see. And I'm just like, I know it's a little bit conspiratorial out there, wacky. That's why I asked the question, could this Messiah be different than we expect? What if the Messiah that comes is something that is more universal than even, like, what if it's something that really blows all of our minds? And we go, oh my goodness, it really did come at the perfect time. We didn't anticipate it being this way.
Mm.
And there's more peace than you could throw a stick at.
Yeah. I certainly hope that there's going to be more than we can imagine. Our imaginations are quite limited,
I know.
But here's the thing. The real question is, and when he comes, what? What? So it's not who are you anticipating, it's what are you anticipating?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if when he comes, we will all repent and go to heaven, that doesn't explain why we've been here, why we've suffered, why we've worked, why we've toiled, doesn't explain that. It's got to be that Messiah comes to make earth into heaven, not take us away from earth to some other place.
Right. Right.
How will that happen? How will earth become the most godly place? We're seeing it happen. This desperate desire for purpose, this pleasure in serving rather than being served. We're getting there. If all human beings on earth serve God, then God is the God of earth, not the God of heaven. So here's the plan. Every human being in the world is designed in such a way that there is something that each human being can do to bring God down to earth, like making toothbrushes. There's something you can do to bring God down to earth so that we don't go to heaven and find that God is not there. Because God started in heaven. That's not his objective. He wants to be our God. God of earth. And the only way that can happen is if we make it happen.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. It does.
So whatever the Messiah is, he's not an angel and he doesn't do miracles. Because once nature is godly, you don't need intervention because nature is good. Supernatural means nature is not going in the right direction, so we have to correct it by bringing in a supernatural. No, Messiah is not supernatural because then we fail. The coming of Messiah means we naturally serve God and enjoy it more than serving ourselves. That's the bottom line. So is that spiritual or physical? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. Well,
If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic and you're looking for more information or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. These ideas, these messages, this approach to life, this approach to Torah, to meaning, and to morals is vital for the world today, and we need to get this message out to the entire world. It is universal, it's essential, it's indispensable. To support this effort, if you want to be a partner in this crime, check out the link and make a donation. It really helps a lot. And thank you in advance.